Hey there, Brian Sims, and this is a how to get started in Uber. I've been doing Uber here for a little while and wanted to pass on just some quick tips for you if you're looking to get started in Uber. First of all, you fill out the paperwork, you're done with that, you got your background check, and you're ready to get going on the road. First, car prep. The best thing you do, go out and get your car detailed. You know how, I live in a beach town, so I get all that sand in between the, upholstery and, between, where you put your money and, cigarette lighters and all that. Get all that cleaned out. Make your car look brand new, I went and spent $70 just to get, a professional detail done. Actually, a buddy of mine owns a professional detail company, so he gave me a deal. I think normally a service would have been about $125, but, just make your car look really, really good. Number two, make sure you have plastic bags or paper bags in your car. I learned that lesson the hard way. The first time I had someone throw up in my car, I didn't have any plastic bags. And that ended up costing me about $50 or $60 to get the carpet steam clean. So I have all over my car right now, I have plastic bags, I can just, really quickly grab them and that sort of thing and then hand them to the driver if I need to. So that's a good tip for you right there. When you're getting going, you're getting started, the main thing you got to remember is you want to maximize your road time. And since Uber is an app that basically picks the driver that is closest to proximity, you don't really have to drive around town. So chasing fares isn't a very good idea. One, because you're wasting gas. And what I try to do is I try to make sure that every time I'm on the road driving, I have a fare in my car. Now, of course, you're going to have to drive to the fair sometimes, so that's just part of it. But what I do at the end of the weekend is I keep tabs on my mileage for the whole weekend, and then Uber keeps tab on the fare mileage, and I compare them, and then every week I try to beat that. I try to find ways to make sure that I'm not just using gas without having a fare in the car. Sometimes it's, just something you're going to have to do, especially at night if you're doing 2 o'clock bar runs. 2 o'clock is when the bars close where I'm at. So, a lot of times you'll just have to do that cycle. But because surge pricing is in effect, it's usually worth it for me to continue to do cycles downtown, pick people up, take them home, go back downtown, instead of waiting somewhere where I drop somebody off and then head back downtown. So you do want to, what I'll usually do is earlier in the night, if it's 7 o'clock and I pick somebody up and I take them downtown for dinner, I'll just wait downtown for a fare to be picked up and then maybe take them, back to their home and then maybe wait to where they are. Now, sometimes you're going to take people home and they might be in an area that's not going to get a lot of action. So then I would move to strategic areas within the town that I know are going to be hub of actions and which are closest to where I've dropped those people off. But do some homework, get a map of your town, know your town as well. That's one of the benefits. So you're on the road, you got people in your car, you don't know who they are. One of the most important things you can do to give them a good Uber experience is try to make a point connection with them. I'm engaged to be married, and one of the reasons why I'm doing this is to save up for a wedding. I tell everybody that story. One, because if you're a single girl and you're in the car, it kind of puts you at ease because you're oh, here's this guy, he's a nice guy, and he's doing this because of his fiance. Two, it gives them a reason to like you and to feel more comfortable with you. So I definitely do that. You'll get a lot of questions about Uber. I personally will answer all their questions, and even so, I've had people ask me how to get started, and at the end of the ride, I'll go ahead and give them a text referral, and I've had a couple of people sign up through that. I've heard of other Uber drivers who don't want to do that because they're worried about competition, and for me, my thought process is the more Uber drivers we get on the road, the more ride people will get on the road, everybody's going to be happy making money. Plus, you get that $100 fee if in fact you do sign somebody up. So why not? You are going to have some times where people aren't going to conversate with you, and that's okay. Just you got to learn how to ebb and flow with people, and I always try to have a good time with everybody who's in my car. I always talk about the progression of the night. I'll start out at 7 o'clock. You always have couples going to dinner and everyone's quiet and having a good and relaxed. And then, of course, at the end of the night, you're picking up drunk people. And I'm going to do a later video on the best way to manage drunk people because you really do need to manage people in your car, because sometimes I had a guy the other day that was rolling down the window screaming at people, being a jerk and that sort of thing. And you just got to find some of the best ways to manage those kinds of people. So hopefully that helps you out. I am going to put my referral on here. If you want to get started in Uber, I would recommend using my referral number, and I'd appreciate that as well, because I do get a little bit of a kickback. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. It's beingbriansims@gmail.com, and I got that on here as well. And of course, you can leave a comment if you want to say how your Uber experience is. I do love the app. I know I've heard some people that are think that Uber takes too much. Uber takes 20%, and not only do they carry insurance for you when you're in the car, but I mean the whole infrastructure of the way this app system works, I think it's totally worth the 20% that they take. Also, a lot of times if you're getting started, Friday, Saturday night, some of the peak times, they'll offer you incentives, $20 an hour guaranteed if you have your phone on for 15 minutes or more during an hour and accept 1.5 rides. I like on Saturday night, they give you those incentives, but most of the time you're going to make way more money than that, than on a Saturday or Friday night. If you're scared to go out on a Friday night and do it, you can do it during the day. Sometimes on Sunday morning, I'll get up and go out and, take people back to their cars and that sort of thing. Sometimes I'll go early morning and do airport runs as well. I know some people just like to do airport runs. So there's a lot of good ideas for you. Hit me up if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm going to do a video later on how to manage people and how to deal with drunks. And I'll talk to you then.